So let's talk about the mythology a little bit, the Greek mythology of Prometheus and how that links to our archetype of Uranus, particularly with, I think, the fire, electricity, and there's an astrologer named Mark Husson that I've listened to for years. He really keyed into, I guess, well, the end part when Prometheus is tied up and isn't it like there's some kind of crow or something eating his
Liver.
liver
Yeah.
or something like that? So
Yeah.
that sounds fun.
Right.
Not that part, but what he keyed into was the disassociation and
Mm.
distance that can sometimes happen with Uranian people. And he kind of basically attributed that to not being able to deal with chaos and having to disassociate in a way, having to put your mind somewhere else or perhaps the future, because that's also Uranian, to just kind of distance yourself from that. So I thought that that was interesting. But let's get into the mythology.
And one of the key parts that stands out that's important
Hmm.
archetypally for us is that Prometheus basically defied the gods and gave fire to all of us humans down here, right? So it has
Exactly.
that element of something divine coming in. And also, if you think about it, it even has this quality of a technological kind of association because Prometheus gave us this technology that honestly is like the foundation of a lot of other technologies. So it kind of
Mm.
opens things up for us. But fire is also, unpredictable, it's
Mm-hmm.
changeable, it can get out of
Mm-hmm.
hand really fast.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And
Mm-hmm.
this is
That's so true. You can't control fire, as we've seen recently, unfortunately.
absolutely. Oh my gosh. And
Yeah,
prayers and warm thoughts go out to anybody impacted by the fires in California this year
absolutely.
and the fires that will
Absolutely.
come again, surely, because it's just part of our experience now. Um, but
Yeah.
yeah, so then Prometheus was punished for that. What's interesting, I think, about that myth, I haven't
Mm-hmm.
actually shared this out loud or even thought about it much, but punishment is really more in the zone of Saturn. And I think punishment in this story, in the myth, I think we have to think about the presence of other planetary archetypes in this myth too. But Prometheus
Mm.
is the part that's breaking the rules, right?
Yes.
And maybe the other gods that are punishing Prometheus, that's coming from this other planet. And interestingly enough, in our lives as humans, we often see this Saturn Uranus dynamic, right? I talked about it earlier when we talked about breaking free from restrictions, but we also see it in breaking the rules, right?
Mm.
Somebody that I had in mind that has the Sun Uranus conjunction is really fond of breaking the rules as well.